So M-Team is a internationally known Taekwondo demonstration and high-level competition group that was first established in 2004 in San Jose. Ever since then, we've grown into a larger community to, of course, the present. So a lot of our members have been or strive to be a member of the USA Poomsae national team. And actually, just last year, we had a few of our athletes go to or appear on America's Got Talent alongside the World Taekwondo team.
When you joined the M-Team CPP program, was there any conflict with the commitment that yourselves as parents had to upkeep for Allison?
Yeah, most definitely.
Driving.
Yeah, the driving was probably the big one because it's a commute to San Jose in traffic sometimes, and so I think we obviously Alex was still competing as well, so trying to find a balance between who can take who to what event. It did add some challenges for us as we were trying to figure that out.
When Allison joined M-Team, the CPP program, did you feel proud of her?
Oh, of course. I know she at that point when she was starting being scouted for CPP, and then she also started taking a notice that she really looked up to them. Big factor in that was Jamie Ng. She was the one who was basically coaching us in Poomsae, and Ali saw the team and then really looked up to them, wanted to try to kind of be like them. So when she finally did get the offer to join, I was extremely proud of her.
So when I first found out that Allison was going to be asked to be joining M-Team, I was really excited for her because I knew that this was something that was a dream of hers. And it was very hard not to tell anybody. They asked me in the email not to talk to not to tell Allison's parents or not to tell anybody here at the studio. So I was super excited for her. I wanted to tell her every time I would see her in classes. I would just gotta keep it quiet for a little bit.
I've definitely experienced a lot of mental challenges and physical challenges. Examples being when I first joined M-Team. The rigorousness, the level of rigorousness definitely increased a lot. There was a lot expected, especially when competing at such a high level. Trainings got longer, got harder. The skills we had to learn were definitely something that I never expected that I would be at, but it was the process as a whole was something that I love.
I think just the physical demand and the time management that she had to really learn throughout this entire thing. She was putting in so many hours at Taekwondo, trying to balance that with school and then practicing her routines and that even at home. I can see that was really putting some stress on her at home. And then I know she got a bit snappy at times because honestly the stress was getting to her, which I can completely understand. So I think that was one of the biggest things, the time management application.
I think aside from that, it was also when you spend a lot of time in a car, then you're also taking away from time that Allison could be spending on academics or schoolwork or homework, her friends. So those are some of the challenges that that we were trying to find balance on.
She's definitely more of a reclusive person. She doesn't talk about how she feels a lot, and a lot of times she's just in the same sort of straight thinking mood where she's not really talking. She's just kind of always thinking and always going through movements of her routine.
Mental challenges though include just trying to find time, trying to prioritize everything, because being at such a high level I am now, balancing it with my own personal life, my own with my educational stuff like school, is definitely hard. More in latter years, I definitely lost opportunities such as going to dances with my friends or just hanging out with them.
I think the most change that she was is that I barely got to see her. She was really busy practicing on weekends and early in the mornings from what I've heard before. It was she was really busy, but at the same time she still made time to come to our studio to help out and also still learn things that she probably already knows.
She always finds time with her friends, regardless for who it is, like either for her friends at Elite or friends at M Team. She always finds time, even though she's really busy with her schedule. Sometimes she'll sacrifice some sleep time just to hang out with us.
I think she's had to make choices and let go of social activities, and she now has to make appointments to see her friends. And she actually missed dances, even though we're like, you should go. It's part of high school experience. She's like, no, I want to train. Okay.
Yeah, I think mentally, Allison has a lot of self-assurance. Like she really knows what she wants, right? And she loves training and participating in the sport. So it has been a sacrifice for her to let go of a lot of like the traditional high school activities that you and I went through. And we keep thinking, you sure you want to miss that, right? Like, you want to miss prom? You want to miss all these different things? And she's like, I got training. I think she knows what she wants, and so she's able to apply that.
So you joined the competition here, team at Elite. Right?
Yes.
What was the big difference from the Elite competition team compared to M Team?
I think for M Team, when I joined them, I began to compete more national at high level tournaments, expecting to at least place in the finals. When it came to elite competition team, it felt more recreational. Although my role in the team is more of a coach and making sure that the athletes, part of the team, are being able to grow to the best they can be.
So how do you feel? I know you had a lot of friends here.
Yes.
At Elite, and then going to a brand new team, probably only knew who Jamie was. So how did that feel?
Being an introvert myself, it was definitely a hard change going into Elite. I think I had maybe a one friend on the team at the time because I had competed against her in other tournaments, but even then I wasn't that close with her at the time. And it was definitely a hard shift because I had to learn this new community. I had to learn how they taught things, and it took me a long time. I think it wasn't until maybe a year or two after I began to open myself up a lot more, becoming more sarcastic with them, more joking.
What was it like training before COVID, leading up to the 2020 USA Taekwondo team trials?
Oh gosh, it was definitely a lot more. I think this 2020 was the first year that I began competing individually in freestyle Taekwondo. So having this new thing to start prepping for a tournament, especially of a high-level tournament, there was a lot of pressure to it. It was really fun though, the process, just being able to try new things. I took it as a challenge though, and I ended up placing second in individual at the year.
So what is the alternate? What does that mean?
Alternate position means that if you place second, you are the second person in line for the USA national team. That means if the first place position is unable to attend for whatever reason, they pull in the alternate or the person who placed second to compete in the as a part of the USA national team at whatever event they ask you to.
Okay. All right. So essentially, you're the backup, right?
Yeah, backup.
And so basically, you made the alternate team. So basically, you are technically on the team.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But COVID hit.
It did.
Tonight, U.S. cases of coronavirus more than doubling, with 2 new cases in Southern California and 1 in Maricopa County, Arizona. The CDC confirming all 5 patients in the U.S. have traveled to
more than
Wuhan,
100,000
including a man who
cases for the last 3
treated in
days.
Orange County.
And Mexico announcing a partial lockdown, urging residents to stay
In Los Angeles, officials confirmed a case after
now
So leading up to the official shelter in place, I'd been watching the situation and trying to decide what we should do here at the studio. And I actually decided to close the studio before we got the official shutdown. So we sent out email to all the students and their parents and just told them that we felt it was best that we close down the studio and just shelter in place and try to see what was going to happen.
So my first thought when COVID hit, I feel like a lot of us thought the same thing, was, oh, it's just a short break, guys. It's like 2 weeks. And then it turned into an entire pandemic, everyone having to stay inside, and that really hit a lot of people.
At first, we thought, just like everybody else, that it would just be a couple of weeks. We were told it would just be a couple of weeks that we'd be sheltering in place. And I wanted to keep the students motivated, so came in and did some videos to help them out so they could practice at home. And then met with the instructors on Zoom and tried to figure out Zoom first of all. So met with the instructors and talked to them about how we were going to try and do the online classes. So we had a little meeting, kind of tested it out, and then started the classes online pretty soon after the shelter in place.
2020 was very difficult for a lot of people, like including us, and I would say also for Ali and our son Alex. But interestingly, I think practicing Taekwondo was actually an outlet for Allison, right? Would you?
For both of them.
For both of them, yeah. They
gave them something to do.
It gave them something to do, and for Allison, she's just really adaptable. So credit goes to the M team coaches and Elite Taekwondo because they quickly set up Zoom opportunities and training.
To me, I think I took it with a more positive sense than a lot of people. To me, I saw this as a learning opportunity for me to practice new things with breaks from competition. So I took this time, especially the first few months of COVID, to just work on my freestyle techniques, polishing my backflip because that was something that I had just learned at the time, learning new spinning kicks, going from a 540 to a 720, and just conditioning in general, getting higher off the air, getting better cardio.
But for Allison with the elite level training at M Team, the coaches did such a phenomenal job of creating opportunities for them to do Zoom cross-collaboration trainings with other dojangs and studios across the state, across the nation, from other countries. They really leveraged their networks to be able,
all of that.
yeah, to bring in people to help them with their Poomsae, their demonstration. I would even say their physical fitness, their health. How they take care of their bodies. So they were really bringing in a lot of different things. And for Ali, we converted our living room into a dojang. So she had full-on mats to practice at home. She would drag her mats out to the front yard and she would practice in the front yard. She would go hang out with her friends. They would go to the artificial fields in Dublin or Granada High School, and she would just practice. And to her, that was fun. Like,
that was her outlet.
That was outlet. We had, I think, because our big brother also enjoys the sport, he was more than willing to support and kind of like drive her places. Big brother's friends like Josh and Kaden, they like doing this sport, so they would all go hang out and just do. They would practice together, and practicing was sort of a social outlet too.